Hey everybody, it's me, Tom Angleberger, the author of The Strange Case of Origami Yoda, The Two-Headed Chicken, and the new graphic novel series Dino Poet. That's right, Dino Poet. It's a dinosaur that's a poet. But we're not here to talk about dinosaurs and poetry today. We're talking about Jawas. That's right. This is an Origami Jawa. These are all Origami Jawas. They're so much fun to make. I'm so excited to bring you this on May 4th. We always do something special on May the 4th, and this year I've got maybe the best one yet. These Jawas are so much fun to make. They all end up a little bit different. The little mistakes you make actually turn out to make them individualistic and looking cool. And when you put them all together and you've got a big group of them, they are really awesome. I love them. So I'm going to teach you how to make them, and hopefully you'll make some too and have a lot of fun with them. Let's see what we can do here. Let's move them out of the way so I have a little room to work here. All right, here we go. A couple different ways you can make these. You can make them out of brown paper, or you can make them out of white paper and then use a crayon to color them in. I like both of these versions a lot. I think they both worked out pretty well. You can do it whichever way you want. And you may be wondering why Luke Skywalker's here. Hey, it's little Luke Skywalker from the Obi-Wan show. That's right. Well, he actually uses the same fold as the Jawas. As I was making the Jawas, I realized, hey, that would make a perfect Luke. In fact, it could make lots of different human characters with recognizable hair. So I'll put him aside for now. Later on, you can think about how you might want to make him. And we'll put this guy down here. We'll use this guy as our model here as we go forward. All right. That's the guy that zaps R2 in A New Hope as they're going through the desert. Remember that guy? Yeah. All right. Let me get me out of the way. Oh, by the way, here's an Ewok. While you got your brown paper out, why don't you make an Ewok? I think you'll find the instructions back on origamiyoda.com. I hope. Or maybe they were in the book. Were they in one of the books? Well, you guys can find them, I'm sure. All right, let's get started here. So, fold it in half. Okay. Now, down at the bottom, we're going to make our one cut. Our one cut that makes this officially a Kirigami Jawa and not not an Origami Jawa, as Harvey would be quick to point out. So just make a snip down at the bottom. It's not going to be huge. Okay. It's about a centimeter, maybe a centimeter and a half. It doesn't matter exactly, but don't go making it huge. It seems small, but once this is all folded up, it'll be plenty big for a Jawa. Okay, now open it up. So you've got a cut at the top and a cut at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom. You're going to fold one side up to make a longish triangle. Okay, see how I just folded that up, squash it down, and I've got a longish triangle down there. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just like that. Okay, that longest triangle looks too long to me. I'm going to refold that. One of the nice things about the Jawas is they're supposed to be kind of wrinkly. So if you have a bunch of extra folds or wrinkles in your paper, it's not going to bother anybody. Jawas are not neat and tidy. All right, so we did the long triangles down here. By the way, you may want to experiment with it after you've made a couple of them. Try making short triangles down here. It'll be interesting to see how. I think you'll enjoy seeing the different ways it changes the Jawa's personality. Okay, so let's move up to the top where we are going to do short triangles this time. Now, that means we're just going to make a little fold here. It's not exactly a right angle triangle, but it's actually pretty close. And fold the other one similarly. They do not have to be exactly the same. And in fact, if you look at this guy, you'll notice this is what it's going to be. That's certainly not exactly the same on both sides. You know, it gives it personality. It makes every Jawa unique. All right, so now let's start folding it up. We're going to fold the bottom up first, and we're going to fold it so that this V here goes just above that halfway mark from earlier. So just a little bit above that. All right, crease that down like this. Now take your top and fold it down, and you're going to eyeball this and look at it, and you can change it all around. You could decide exactly what looks best to you for a Jawa. To me, that looks pretty good right there. I think that's going to make a good Jawa. I'm going to crease it across the top real good now. So that's going to be the area inside the hood there. We're going to go back later and draw that in with black and yellow. But for now, let's go ahead and finish folding. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to fold one side. Now, normally when we do origami puppets on this channel, we almost always fold into thirds like this. Almost always fold straight. Well, we're not going to do that this time. We're going to fold at an angle. Okay, so by the way, I think I may have confused things there. This is the top here. Make sure you remember which side is the top. I'm going to flip it over this way. So this is still the top. We're going to fold it at an angle here like this. All right, you can easily see how that worked. And look at it from the front. It did just right there near the edge of the hood is where it went down. Okay, let's flip it over again and fold the other side over. Similarly, but not necessarily perfectly the same. Like that. That's what it's going to look like in the back. And when you look at it from the front, we've got a bit of a Jawa shaping up already. All right. Let's just make the hood come to a bit of more of a point. Okay, so we're going to, and you can eyeball this and sort of get artistic with it and use your own creativity and decide exactly how you want it. That actually looks pretty good, but it also could have looked completely differently. It could have gone farther over that way. Actually, that looks, to me, that looks better like that. All right, I think I'll keep it like that. I think this Jawa is looking in that direction, so the point is going to be there. So now, if you want, you can maybe fold this down just a little bit there, give them a little more shape. If you want, you can just stop right now and start decorating, and it'll look like a pretty good Jawa. It won't be bad at all. If you've been frustrated at all with the folding so far, you can just stop now. But if you want to make it a little more Jawa-ish, I recommend that you unfold these corners. Okay, we'll fold these back in a second, but we unfold those, we flip it over, and now we're going to do the Animal Crossing move. This is the move that, if you've watched the Animal Crossing video, really opens up a lot of things for origami. And as far as making unusual animal-shaped heads or big heads. In this case, we're going to use it very subtly just to make the Jawa's head a little bigger than its shoulders. So you're going to put your thumb in there, kind of fluff it up, and then you're going to squash it back down. But when you do so, fluff that up all the way. When you do so, it's going to squash down so that it's not even anymore. Does that make sense? It was over here. I popped it open, squashed it down in the wrong place so that now it's not even anymore. It sticks out to the side. Okay, let's do that on the other part of the hood too. You have to move that to the front. Get your thumb in there, fluff it up, and then squash it back down. And any of these squashes that get wrinkly or weird is probably good. It's probably going to make it look more like a messy Jawa. All right, are we ready to flip this over and see what it looks like? All right, not great. It doesn't look very good at all right now. But what we're going to do, if you see here how the hood works, what you do to make that is you just fold this back. Okay? It's a very small fold. It just folds this and it folds it back. And it shapes the hood. And it just gives it a great look, a look like a Jawa hood. All right, now let's refold these parts here. And we'll see if we still like the way it looks. All right, I like that. I'm just going to fold this part back. And I think that's going to be a very nice Jawa. I kind of like it. Maybe refold this part too. No, I don't like that. I'm going to keep that with it going to a point like that. All right. Do you think this will be a good buddy for this other Jawa? Let's find out. Uh, Now, by the way, you can do these Jawas lots of different ways. And a lot of them, as you can see, I've drawn the arms directly on there. Did lots of them like that. Everything that you need to draw, you fit into the space right there. But for the guy with the big gun that goes after R2 in A New Hope, you need to have a little extra paper. Well, where's that paper going to come from? Well, this is Kirigami, so we can get ourselves some more paper. So let's flip to the back. Oops. Let's flip to the back. Get our scissors in there, and we'll just make a couple of cuts here. See what happens. We'll cut one here and one down here, and then we'll flip it out to the side. There it is. That's where the gun's going to go. Now, if you wanted to make the Jawa's arms sticking out to the side instead of drawing them on, you could also do something similar. I think you would probably cut it a little higher up, and I'll let you figure that out for yourself if you want to do it. I think I tried one like that. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this guy. I gave him arms. Little arms sticking out to the side. All right. Let's talk about decorating this. You're just going to, I have to put it down to decorate it. You're just going to, maybe I can hold it up closer here. You're going to draw the two eyes. Remember I said my guy was looking this way, so I'm going to make sure the eyes are just on this side of the hood. Well, I didn't actually do a very good job of that, but they're in there. So now you're going to color in all the rest of this, and I won't bother coloring it in perfectly just now. You can color in all the rest of that. And in fact, don't color it in perfectly. It actually looks good when there's a little bit of a scribbliness to it. It actually helps with the look of it. So scribble it in, but do make sure to fill in the edges of it. We don't want it to look like his head is a diamond shape. It's just the opening in the hood that's the diamond shape. His head should be bigger back there. All right, now the eyes. For the eyes, I have a yellow marker here. It's a paint marker. It's one of these new Sharpie Creative markers. I love these. I'm going to use this to draw the eyes. Just fill in those circles that I made with yellow, and it really stands out and shows up good. There we go. Now I can actually, I just got yellow all over his front. Well, I guess he got some of that egg yolk on him. Where's the guy with the egg? I guess he got some of the egg yolk. All right. So I can actually now go back with my black pen once that paint dries and actually paint over this, get those eyes just like I want them. Okay. Now, let's talk about this drawing the gun on there. The gun, you can just basically make up that. It's just, or you can actually look at some reference. The important thing about it is it's got a big wide barrel. Okay, I'm not going to be able to draw that on my hand like that. Has a big wide barrel, and then whenever I draw the arms and hands, you see here. Let me grab a book. I just draw a little shape like that. Remember, they've got big sleeves and tiny hands. The hands are just 3 triangles like that. And we'll draw another one over here that's sort of holding up the gun. Okay, and now we can go through and put some doodads on the gun. Some greebling is what the Star Wars designers called it, when you just make up details to try to make something look more authentic. So we just add some random little details onto the gun there. And there we go. There's our Jawa. What do you think? Is he ready to join his buddies here for a little bit of causing trouble on Tatooine? I hope so. I hope you have fun making one of these. And if you do have fun making one of these and you want to make something else, we've got tons and tons of instructions over on origamiyoda.com. You can learn how to make the Ewok. You can learn how to make, of course, Origami Yoda and lots of other stuff. And actually, my friend Sean G made a video with me of how to make, where he showed me how to make Toby from the Star Wars Visions. So you should look for that. I think it's premiering today on May the 4th. Let's get everybody together here for a little group photo at the end. And where did I go? There I am. All right, so don't forget to go to origamiyoda.com to find tons and tons and tons more instructions. Before I go, I want to just say that I started out with Origami Yoda, but the SuperFolders have inspired me to make more stuff. They've made their own stuff. And a design like the Jawa is an evolving design, and they've helped me and I've helped them. And we've sort of all been in this great creative journey together for 15 years. That's right, it's been 15 years of origamiyoda.com. The result is thousands and thousands of pieces of origami. You can go over there and look through them, look through the instructions, and then sign up and join us and send your own stuff in to origamiyoda.com. We'd love to see you over there. All right, just one more thing to do. That's for me to say, may the 4th be with you. I'll see you next time, everybody.